All right, hey guys, we're doing red team obfuscation principles. So when we click intro here, it just provides us the login information we're going to need. So I'm going to copy that real quick. And obfuscation is an essential component of detection, evasion methodology, and preventing analysis of malicious software. So that should tell you everything that we need to know for us to move forward. I'm going to kind of sprint through this one as I want to keep these videos kind of shorter. That way my viewers can quickly get the information they need and you know, continue to subscribe. Thank you. So task two, in short, obfuscation's different layers. So you can obfuscate different layers here. You can see these two little diagrams. So malware developers can leverage obfuscations, break signatures, or prevent program analysis. So when it asks us the question here, how many core layers make up the obfuscation, we can see that there's 4: code element layer, software component layer, inner component layer, and application layer. Then for this other question, what sublayer of layered obfuscation encompasses meaningless identifiers? And we can see here for the code element layer, obfuscation layout, meaningless identifiers right here. So that's going to be obfuscation layout. So we put that in there, and we'll go ahead and move on to the next task here. So task 3, obfuscation functions for static evasion. So as we learned in previous rooms, static evasion is meant to bypass EDR solutions and also mainly signature-based antivirus, right, or anti-malware. So the way we do that is we can utilize array transformation, data encoding, data proceduralization, and data splitting / merging. So what obfuscation method will break or split an object, and that would be data splitting. It's pretty much in the name. What obfuscation method is used to rewrite static data with a procedure call, and that's data proceduralization, which is right here. Substitute static data with procedure calls. All right, so that should suffice for 3. We'll go ahead and move on to 4. And this one teaches you about concatenation and how to concatenate in different programming languages. And for the most part, usually it's going to be double quote followed by a plus or just quotes like this. And, you know, actually this one right here, quotes and a plus, right? So quotes and a plus seem to work for almost every programming language except for C, which uses that. So here we have this URI rule, and it's going to detect based off of what it sees here. Here we have this string followed by some hex characters, and when you combine those together, you're trying to like bypass the detection there. And so it provides us a few ways in which we can concatenate, use concatenation to bypass it. And you could use breaks, reorders, white spaces like they have here, ticks, and random cases, right? So we'll go ahead and scroll down a little bit here, and they ask you to give it a try, trying this PowerShell command here, and reading through the instructions here, or the solution, I mean. They'll essentially tell you that you can, if you scroll down to the bottom, set this variable value to set value, right? And then from there on, this command, you're just going to go ahead and concatenate pretty much as you can until you get here where it says $value, which is the variable that's holding set value, which if we look up here is set value. So when we do this, it should get us a flag. So I'm going to go ahead and sign into the machine and see if I can get that flag real quick. All right, and I'll just show you guys how I RDP in. So I'm going to use Ramina, and I'm just going to throw in the IP address here. I highly recommend that you use this. In fact, there's some Tryhackme rooms where they actually suggest you use Ramina. I really like using it. And it's not that hard to install. There's a few websites out there that show you how to install it. So we'll do student, Tryhackme. All right, and once it loads, I'll show you how I expand the screen. All right, and I'll click this thing and it'll expand the screen out. That way I can see it better. And we'll open up PowerShell. See if we could open up as an administrator, although I don't know if it'll let me. Give it a shot. I like PowerShell ISE, so I'll see if I could use that one instead. No, I can't open up as admin. Okay, no worries. All right, PowerShell. Okay, so I'll open up PowerShell ISE. It takes a little bit longer to load. All right, and then up here you have this little script section. You can just click down, and then I like this because I can just take the script and pretty much paste it in. Makes my job a lot easier. And we can see we have this. We don't need that. We don't need this. Oh no, I deleted it. No worries. Just push Control Z. Control Z is like the back button. All right, and we'll just delete that, and then we'll run it. And I think we're supposed to get a flag. Maybe you only get the flag with power, like the regular PowerShell. This flag can be uploaded. Oh no, we have to upload it to the website in order to get the flag. So they give us like this IP address here that we have to take and then upload to this website. So I guess we'll try it on this box. So let me just open up Chrome. It's taking a little too long. I'm just gonna open up Chrome my own box here. See if we get it open faster. There we go. Okay. Um, all right. There are no more alerts. Now we have a clean snippet that we can use submit the clean to obtain your flag. Upload challenge one. Oh, that's not it. Challenge one HTML. Oh, here we go. All right, so I'm guessing they want us to make this into like a PS1 file. Let me verify. Yeah, that's correct. They want it to be a PS1 file. I'll show you guys how to do it. It's not a big deal. All right, so I got the flag, and as always, I always put my flags in the comment section. I think I'm the only one that really does it, and I'm just gonna throw it in there. So I'll put it there with my notes actually. All right. So a PS1 file is essentially an executable that you can use, except it's been uploaded. Okay. Except it's for PowerShell. So here we have our script, and so what you just want to do is just copy it. Then you're gonna open. You can see I have a task for PS1 there. I'm just gonna delete it, and we'll start from scratch. All right, and then you're gonna go to right-click the desktop, new, and text document. Okay, and then you're gonna name it task for .ps1. Okay, and I don't think it matters if it's capitalized or not, but I like to just keep it lowercase. So next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open it. I'm gonna throw in the code, and I'm just gonna save it. Okay. Then I'm gonna close it, and once I close it, I'm gonna right click and then rename it, and then take off the .text because we want this to be seen as a PS1 file. So now it's seen as a script file. So now what you can do is just open up Chrome on your victims box, go to choose file. And by the way, you have to actually go to, when you put in the URL here, you actually have to go and make sure you choose challenge1.html, and then go choose task4.ps1, desktop, upload file, and then you get your flag. Okay, then you copy your flag and then paste it in. Okay. So next I'm gonna just quickly scan over 5 and then we'll rendezvous on task 8 if possible. All right, so what are junk instructions refer to as in junk code? And then here we has also known as code stubs. So I put that in there. And then what obfuscation layer aims to confuse an analyst by manipulating the code flow and abstract syntax trees. And we can see that well, you have obfuscation layout and obfuscation controls. And this one's going to be obfuscation controls is going to do that. Of course, you can read this for more information on that, but that's going to be the answer for that one. So now task 6. Task 6 doesn't look very difficult. I think we can do this one. Okay, so for task 6, control flow is a critical component of a program's execution that will define how a program will logically proceed. All right, so you have different logic. If else, if this doesn't work, do this. Try catch, again, if this doesn't work, do this. Switch case, and then for loops and while loops. And so you can use your control flow, which is the logic of it, to confuse a network defender or some type of program that's trying to detect what you're doing. So can logic change and impact the control flow of a program? Can, yes, true. Okay, so that's true. Let me put that in my notes here. And this is task 6. Control flow. Cool. So next we're gonna go into task 7. All right, next we're gonna be going through arbitrary control flow patterns. So here you can see a algorithm and you have this control flow. So if a value matches, then do this, else do this. And so it's pretty simple. If we scroll down, they do provide you the instruction, the flag here. So trying to like decompose this can be a little bit difficult, but it's really not that hard once you kind of understand it. And I just spent a good 30 minutes trying to figure this one out. And so what you do is you start off with first your variables. So x is 3, SW bar is 1, and then you can see that I is 0. Okay, so first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna start off with case 1. Okay, and the way we know that is because x is equal to 3. And so if we put 3 here, and then 3 is larger than 1. However, when you divide 3 by 2, it doesn't equal 1, equals 1.5 else. So then we come over here and we have this here. So again, 3 divided by 2 doesn't equal 1. So for y in case 1, and here you start off with case 1. So case 1, and then if you look over here, you have case 1. Okay, then you have I. And if we remember, I is going to start off as 0. Okay, so if we then look here, and this is the same layout here that I just put in a notepad so I could easily kind of see what I'm dealing with here. But if we look at I, and the way arrays or numbers, it starts off with 0 and then it increments, of course, by 1, right? So it's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So case 1, let's go to case 1. And let's go to I, which is 0. Okay, so 0, T. Okay, so we'll go ahead and note that down. That's T. Okay, And of course, I will put the flag in the description, or yeah, in the description of my video, so you can easily copy it. And I'm just gonna throw it down here. So you can I'll walk you through a few of these, and then you'll get the hang of what's going on. Okay. So now that we figured out that that's T, we're gonna go ahead and continue on with this logic. So here, you can see A equals 2 and then B 21, 40, 25. Now, you don't really have to focus on that. What you really need to focus on is where it's telling you to go next. So the SW var says 2. So the SW var, you can see here we start off with 1, right? Well, now it's asking us to go to 2. So it's kind of like, I kind of thought this was like Monopoly or something, right? It's like a complex Monopoly. So now we're just, pretend we have a Monopoly board. Now we're going to 2. So let's go to case 2. So here's case 2 here. Okay. And remember that every time we move a case, it increments by 1. So a second ago, we had case 1, 0, right? Because I equals 0. But now that we've gone to the next case, it's incremented by 1. So now it's I equals 1. Okay, so that's all you need to really remember, is that the I will increment every time you move to another case. And the SW var is telling you where to go, right? So, okay, so let's go to 2, right? And we know, okay, case 2, and we remember we incremented by 1. So now I equals 1. So case 2, 1. So 0, 1, H. So H is in the value of 1. So now you can go ahead and note that down. Okay, so you can already see it's going to start off with them, and I mean, simply looking at it, you can see it, right? DHM curly bracket D. Okay, but then you need to follow along with me, because then you're going to get a little lost if you don't know what to do next. But you're kind of getting the point here. And so what do we do next? Well, A, which is 2, is let's see, A, which is 2. So next, what we're going to do is we're going to follow the else from here on out. So SW var 3, right, is going to tell us to go to case 3. So case 3, okay, and then remember, we start off at 0, then we went to 1, now we're at 2. Okay, so now case 3, 2, this is case 3, 2, right? So 0, 1, 2. So that's an M. So you can note that down. Okay, we got M. All right, so then next we're going to case 4, right? Or actually, where does it tell us to go? So it tells us here to go to, actually it tells us to go to case 5. Or, I'm sorry, go to case 4. Okay, so I haven't put my note here so I don't like forget this, right? So now what we'll do is we'll go to case 4, which case 4. Case 4 is right here, of course. And then once we're at case 4, we now incremented, so it's 3. So case 4, 3. So case 4, 0, 1, 2, 3, and that's a curly bracket. Okay, so now we know it's a curly bracket, we'll put that down. All right, so next, what is it telling us to do next? So we're at case 4. It's telling us to go to case 5. So you can see now that we're jumping, I just put my note here, so I'll just move this over here. Go to case 5 with, actually that was the wrong one, sorry. So, where are we at? Case 4. Oh yeah, it tells us to go to case 5. Okay, so we go to case 5, right? And then case 5, we incremented. So a second ago we had 3 here, so now we have 4. So case 5, 4. So case 5, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, which is D. Okay, so now we note that down. So now we got D, right? And so we're at case 5 with 4, right? So now what is it telling us to do next? It's telling us to go to case 2. Okay, so now we're going to case 2. So let's go ahead and jump to case 2. So now we go to case 2 with number 5 because we've incremented, right? So if we go here, case 2, 5, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is 3. So now we note that down. We got D and we got 3 right there, okay? And so you kind of understanding what's going on here, right? And I'll continue going on until we get to about here, and then the exclamations. You could do them if you want, but at that point we already figured it out. This is like a little brain tweezer, you know, teaser. Anyhow, so we got 3 here. So then what do we do next? So next thing we're gonna do is go into the next one here, which is go to case 3, increment by 1. So now we have 6. So 3, 6, 3, 6, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now we have the C, right? And so then we go to 3 with 6. So then where do we go next here? So next we go to case 5 with 7, right? Here it tells us go to 5. 5 with 7, 5 with 7. So let's go. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, O. So now we have the O. I'll continue on to the D, and then I just want you to understand like what's going on here. Okay, and then next, and if you want, you could even take a look at my notes here because I'm pretty much spelling it out for like what's going on, what's the next step, right? I've documented it all the way up to the quote where then I kind of was like, okay, cool. Let's see here. So next is we got the D, so now we're going for the 3, right? So 3, let's see, case 5, 7, so now we've got, where's 8 at? O, so here's O, case 5, 7, which is O, and then it's telling us to go to case 2, so case 2 with 8, which is D, right? You can check it out, case 2 with 8. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, which is D. Okay. And then I'll just kind of walk you through what the rest of it is, and then oh snaps. Should have moved it. All right, let me just go and pull this out a little bit more. There you go. Okay, so we got D. So now next you're gonna go to case 3 with 9. That's gonna equal 3. So you got the 3 there. Then you're gonna case 4 with 10, which is equal to D. Then you got the D there. And then next you're gonna go to case 5 with 11, which is going to be a quote or exclamation, sorry, exclamation. And then you're going to case 2 with 12, right? Right, because it says 2 right here. So case 2 with 12, and that's going to equal another exclamation. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Exclamation. So then you got your second exclamation, and then if you keep going, you have an exclamation and a curly bracket. So that's it right there. This one definitely looks pretty intimidating at first, and then after like viewing it after a while, you kind of just understand what's going on here in the flow of it, and it's not that difficult, especially when it's telling you where to go, and then just incrementing that I. So not that hard, right? All right, so task 8 is going to be the next one. All right, guys, so we're doing this last challenge. This is going to be task 8. Go ahead and start the machine. From high level, we'll just go over this in a high level. Essentially, you have your code. You're going to change the layout. You're going to remove comments. You're going to change variable names, and you're going to try to obfuscate it so it gets past any type of signature or EDR based scanners. And they provide you an example here of how to strip and remove symbols and then compile it with the GCC here, which is something that we're going to use as well. And then they provide you this code, which you'll need to make this code look identical to a sense to the code you see up here, where you remove some comments. You've renamed these variables. So if it said shall, you renamed it to something else, because obviously these antivirus EDRs, they're going to look for that, right? If you have a variable named shell, and believe me, it's going to detect that. It's going to raise the alarms there. And not just that, but if it's in a log, think about it. You're looking at in a log and you see the word shell, and you're looking for, you're doing instant response. You're trying to figure out how somebody got a shell on your computer, and you find that. I mean, it's very easy to trace, right? So you're just going to want to obfuscate it, make it a little harder for the analyst. And so that's essentially what we're going to do. So what I've done is I've just taken challenge 8. I've created a file called challenge-8.cpp as instructed. It has to be named in that specific format, as we will compile it later, of course, to make it executable. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is we're just going to copy the code that they give us here. It's a C sharp. I'm not a C sharp whiz. This is C++. I'm not a C++ whiz. I know C sharp. I'm sorry. I know C sharp, but I don't know C++ that well. So looking at this, I could kind of get an idea. I know what a namespace is, of course, and stuff like that. But it was a little hard for me to read over this. Of course, I'll make your life easier, as well as my life easier here. We're just going to copy that over. So just copy this over to your subline text editor, whichever your text editor of choice, whether that be, Vim, Nano, whatever you want to use. And you're just going to paste that in. All right, and so once we paste that in, actually I already have it pasted. We'll close without saving because I already have it open. We're just going to go ahead and go through this and make this look identical to what we have over here. Scroll a little up. Look at kind of identical to what we have here, right? So we'll go from top to bottom. You're going to remove some of these right here. Okay, we're going to remove that, make it look identical. Right. Actually, I think I removed too much. Dang it. All right. Control X, Control Z, Control Z, Control Z. That will always revert what you deleted. So it looks like they have include Windows H. So we'll leave that one there, and then we'll most likely get rid of the rest of that. So we'll just leave that, although I'm pretty sure that's commenting it out. Let's go like that. All right. All right, through the magic of video editing, I have finished removing all the unnecessary or rewording some of the unnecessary things. So what we're going to do next is let's go ahead and download some tools real quick. So after removing meaningless identifiers, we have this here. I'm going to do you a solid. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to paste it in the description of the video. So you can easily just copy and paste this, the commands, the flag if you wanted, and you can have all that. That's what I usually do with my videos, and it's just to help people out. Because I've been there. You keep typing in the typo, and you're there sitting on the screen looking at what am I doing wrong? And you come here and you look at this video. I'm gonna tell you what you're doing wrong. We're gonna get through it. We're gonna get the flag together. All right, guys, let's go back to the code. Actually, I need to remove this. I ran into an error as I was just about to finish. So this is it right here. Don't worry. It's going in the description. You'll get the good, clean code. So your code is going to be good. All right, but I'm just gonna save this. And then there's a few commands that we're gonna run through. And I'll show you in which order you're gonna run them in. Of course, those commands are also in the description. Another reason to like and subscribe my videos. I keep creating more content, getting you what you need. All right, looks like I got my flag, so you know this is gonna work. Let me just put my flag in the little box and see the confetti drop real quick, because I love seeing that. Ah, yes. Yay! Okay, that's fun. So let's go ahead and talk through this one. So after you've taken the code, right, that they provided and removed meaningless identifiers, you're going to be looking at this. Now, if you look at what was there and what I removed, you can see I made this look exactly like this, right? So I removed, so yeah, I mean, it looks exactly like that, right? We removed comments, we removed meaningless identifiers, we renamed this to whatever that is, right? We renamed this, whatever was there before, which if we look down here, was process handle, remote thread, remote buffer, all these things that can easily identify this as malicious code to include shell code. So we remove those, we remove some of the comments here, some of the stuff, meaningless identifiers we did not need, we remove that. And to save you the time, you can just copy it, okay? And after you do that, what you're gonna wanna do is open up a terminal. What I like to do is I like to go save this, right? So you've copied it from my description. I would suggest whenever you do that, always take the code, copy it, put it in a notepad. Like I have this Sublime text editor. Make sure you put it in some type of notepad, because sometimes what you'll see is when you try to copy code from a Word document and you try to paste it into a notepad and you try to make it into a C#, PowerShell, whatever it is, sometimes it just doesn't work out. Like, so yeah, I suggest doing that. Of course, you renamed it. Okay, and then here's the commands, right? So this is what I'm putting in the description. Create a file, name challenge A, CTP, remove meaningless identifiers. Here's the good code. You can take this and let me remove this because actually that would kind of mess you up there. So once you do that, you're going to app dash cache search mean w, right? App get install g++ dash mean w dash win64 dash i686. Okay. And then here you're going to do i686 dash w64 dash mingw 32 dash g++ space challenge dash 8 dot c plus cpp, right? C++ there, the file dash o. So they're outputting it as a challenge dash 8 dot exe. So it's going to create an exe there for us. Okay, so when you do that, this is what you're going to see. You see like the matrix, right? You input this sudo apt get. Actually, what was the first one you inputted? Let me go back to my notepad. App dash cache search mean. Yeah, here was here. Did that. All right, and then you can see I kind of ran into an issue down here. So then I ran apt-get install, and when you do this, you have to do it with sudo. So I did it with sudo, and then I realized I had an issue with my command, so then I redid it again with sudo, and I ran the command again, and it worked. You'll be prompt, do you want to continue? You put Y, and then it's going to continue, and then once it's done, then you're going to run it. If you run into any errors, they'll tell you where that error occurred, and I figured out this was a leak string was still in there, so I had to remove that. No, let me just delete what I have here. Okay, and then after that, I ran this command to make it into an executable, which for you, it's very easy because all you need to do is don't even hand jam it, guys. What if you fat finger it? You're just gonna end up on the computer like me for 30 minutes. Just copy it, description below. Yep. And after you do that, it'll make the executable for you. You come over here. There's your executable. Tryhackme provided you a URL. So if you type HTTP, you can see the URLs right here. Copy it, paste it over here, upload your file, and get your flag. And when I say upload your file, I mean upload the exe. Okay. And then you put the flag in there, and you're good to go. This was a good example here. I learned something very valuable. When you're creating your malicious scripts, try to obfuscate them. Try to rename your variables. Try to make it look less obvious as being a shell, right? Make sure you don't have variables called shell and stuff like that. And just make it a little bit harder for the analyst. So that was a good one. Hope you guys enjoy. And please like and subscribe as it supports the channel so we can get through the rest of these together. All right, Danny out.